Hey, Enterprise Marketer fans. Before we get started with this podcast, I want to tell you about an event at the end of March that we're participating in called the Intelligent Content Conference. There, we'll be bringing our podcast and the whole show back out and incorporating some new things like live streaming and maybe even a poker game. And we want you to participate. So we'd love to have you come out to Vegas if possible. And we even have a code, ENTMKTR100, if you can. But if not, we want you to be a part of the show. We want you to come to our live stream channel, which will be available on Enterprise Marketer. And we want you to see all the amazing content coming out of ICC. We'll be talking with Ardith Albee, I'm sure, hopefully, because she's awesome, and other people like Andrea Freier, Robert Rose, Joe Polizzi, and some of the great cast of people who are from the MarTech space, not just the content marketing space. So we know how we can embrace amazing technologies to do amazing content marketing. And so we'd love it if you can make it, but if not, go to enterprisemarketer.com and get ready for an amazing event. Well, we're here at Marketing Profs B2B Forum, and I'm here with Yoav from Uberflip, and you're the CEO, right?
I am. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this.
What is Uberflip? Because we see the name everywhere, but some people might not necessarily know what the software is.
Awesome. I'm happy to hear you're seeing it everywhere. That's a good sign. We are a content marketing platform where we focus not so much on content creation, where I know most association with content marketing software relates to. We help you with your content experiences. So we help marketers first and foremost actually have the control to create really relevant, engaging, and effective content experiences for basically every stage of the buyer journey. So, if you think about what your traditional content does in a B2B inbound setting, we're helping marketers not have to rely on IT or an agency to spin up effective content journeys for either the personas or by topic, or even if we get into account-based marketing for specific accounts, with lead generation top of mind, deep integrations into marketing automation, so the marketers can be more effective with their awesome content.
Awesome. I love that. I mean, this is a problem we hear from the small company all the way to the largest enterprises, that it is costly to start up content management systems, to start up microsites, to start up whatever platform it is, and it requires so much intervention from other people. If it's the designers, the web team.
Totally.
And so having a solution that is easy for marketers to set up, it allows them to quickly get those integrations back into the systems that they rely on. That sounds like an awesome solution.
Absolutely. I mean, what we're seeing is that most most marketers are still leveraging platforms for managing content, and those are the same platforms that were designed to manage web pages, 15 plus years ago at this point. So those solutions are designed to solve an old problem, not the current problem of modern marketers. They're designed at best to manage content and help with a little bit of engagement. They are not designed by any stretch of the imagination to help you with lead generation or to help you with sales enablement. So it's really no surprise that most content goes unused because marketers don't really have the infrastructure to disseminate that content for all those different stages of the journey.
Exactly. And I was talking to somebody this morning about most marketers don't know how the web works anymore, right? So we all share links on social media, but we don't share them on our actual sites, right? We don't. It's so hard to get somebody to put a physical permanent link on their site. And that's how everyone everyone grows, everyone shares the juice. And so you're right. These are old problems that we're still dealing with because content management systems, they get better, they get smarter, but they're still solving that original problem.
Exactly.
I remember when WordPress came around, back when blogging was kind of getting off the ground, and it was just an easy tool for putting up blogs. And you open it up today, and it's still the same way. And it's like, but most people aren't using it as a blog engine.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is marketers are forced to kind of shoehorn all their other forms of content, other videos, their white papers, social, and through plugins. But how many plugins can you add to a technology that's designed for managing web pages that was then morphed to manage one form of content? Blogs, obviously very important, but there's more to content marketing than your website and your blogs.
So your session was about the state of content marketing software. And so what was it about? What was the key takeaways?
So the session is really what we talk about first is how do we understand how marketers perceive their software today, and that was a big question that we at Uberflip had a couple of years ago. And it really originated from when we had to explain what we did and say, oh, we're in content marketing. We got associated with other great technologies, ones like Kapost or NewsCred, and assumed that we were competing with them. And for us, it was very obvious. No, we don't compete with them. There's actually zero overlap in what we do. But from a perception perspective, we realized that content marketing was strictly associated with content creation. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to break that mold. And we created a framework for understanding content marketing that is a 4-pillar system where, of course, it starts with creation. But you can't distribute your creation. You can't draw insights from your creation. You distribute the experience in which your content is in. So the second pillar is experience. The third pillar being distribution, and then finally insights. So this 4-pillar system really manifested into an entire framework where each pillar has its own 4 distinct buckets, and therefore turning it into a grid of 16 functions of marketing that are specific to content marketing or can be used in content marketing. So we actually created a tool. The tool is called grademystack.com.
Nice.
Completely free tool with the idea that marketers can, no sign up required, just connect through LinkedIn and then start actually adding your software that you currently use in your company across all these different buckets. And once you add them to a bucket, say social is one of the distribution buckets. And like, let's say you're adding something like Hootsuite.
Buffer, Hootsuite, yeah.
Hootsuite Buffer. The next thing it asks you is, well, how much value is this software giving you for this particular function? So it's not how much you like the software, not how much you like their logo. It's how much value is it providing for this particular function. And we found really interesting, and what we anticipated is for certain technologies, let's say Marketo, it's not just email, right? Mm-hmm. It also has landing page software. It also has workflow software. So you end up seeing that a piece of technology is actually helping with a bunch of different functions across content marketing with varying levels of value for each one of those buckets. So the result is we have over close to 1,000 marketers have submitted all their stacks, all their software stacks with attributed values. We have over 6,000 data points now to explain to us how marketers are perceiving their technology. So I don't want to give away my whole talk, but what I share is first and foremost, who's leading in terms of value and popularity. 2 totally different things, right? Mm-hmm. There's the value of for particular functions, they're offering high value, and then there's everybody uses these tools, right? With varying value. So I reveal that, and then we go into actually showing how traditional CMSs like WordPress, like Drupal, are not necessarily built for content marketing, because the experience pillar, that second pillar, really breaks down the buyer journey. Starting with management, then it's all about engagement, lead generation, and sales enablement. And you can actually see the trend of how value drops and how really popularity drops in those buckets as you move down with traditional CMSs like WordPress. And you have very visual representation of how they fall short as you work your way down a B2B funnel. Yeah. And then, of course, we reveal what technologies are really well diversified across and are designed for a current modern content marketer.
Today, real time is the only time that counts. To stay relevant, you have to stay ahead. Your customers want the right information, right now, wherever they are. So how do you meet the demands of today's customers? By marketing in context. Context accounts for a customer's interaction with your brand. So each touch builds on the next, creating more meaningful experiences for your customers. At Sitecore, we call this context marketing. To do it well, you need marketing technology that has 3 things: contextual intelligence, content management, and omni-channel automation. Contextual intelligence gives you the information you need about your consumers, so the content you manage is more relevant and is automatically delivered wherever your customers are. The Sitecore Experience platform was built for context marketing, so you can create a more personalized customer experience. Demand more from your marketing technology. Demand more from marketing. Own the experience. Sitecore.
Yeah, that sounds awesome because, as a technologist, I see all these tools coming out and they are so disconnected.
Mm,
There's no like open integration. There's no conference of
mm,
content marketing vendors to say, how do we make sure that we're both open to accepting information and open to disposing information
mm,
out to other systems. And so we do have to live in these buckets and
mm,
silos, and you have to educate your team. A new person comes on board, it's like, all right, here's 6 manuals, go learn, and this is
mm,
how we actually put content into a system and then distribute it through social media or email or whatever it is. And
mm.
that's just hard,
It's
right?
totally hard. And like, the reality is with so many new tools coming out basically every day, I'm sure by the time we finish this recording, 3 new marketing technologies would have launched. Uh,
Absolutely. Somebody's got to keep Scott Brinker in business, right?
so what you end up having is this constantly a growing problem. And it's a problem and it's a solution, because at the end of the day, these solutions are coming up because there is a need that is growing. But it is a really complicated time to be a marketer. So we're doing our part. We don't intend to replace every piece of technology. We're more positioning ourselves as we want to be the glue that binds them all together. So at the end of the day, whatever technology you're using for point solutions along that buyer journey, we want to be the glue that binds them all together, so you have one cohesive story for how you go to market with your content.
Your CMO just handed you a global campaign with a short deadline and the request to lead with video. You're given a team of you and, well, you. This campaign is asking for 15 videos that need to create awareness and engagement across multiple online destinations, drive demand and lead gen, and measure performance. Whew, calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. We've got you covered. First things first, we're gonna set you up with Video Marketing Suite, which will allow you to access everything you need from a single online location. And it's made for marketers, so you can easily run your campaign yourself. With just a couple of clicks, your videos are uploaded, automatically optimized to work across all screens and devices. You can distribute to your social channels to reach audiences where they are, and then drive them back to a customized branded video portal using Gallery, which you can create quickly, easily, and in multiple languages. For live events, Brightcove offers an easy-to-use live streaming interface, and after you're done streaming, trim the video and post it on demand for people who missed the event. We'll even help you create interactive elements to optimize video for lead generation. To make sense of all this, our analytics platform tracks a number of statistics in an easy-to-use UI. This data feeds into leading marketing automation platforms. You can see who watched and for how long, and what other content they consumed. Then you know what to create and who it's for. We're Brightcove. We'll help ensure that your video marketing is a success.
Awesome. So how do you think, because I know you tied a lot into experience, how do you think the user experience is being neglected by marketers today? When we're dealing with these digital platforms and maybe we're taking a spray and pray approach, or we have no strategy documented. What's that doing to the experience?
I think first and foremost, experience is ignored. I think if you ask most marketers, what they're doing for experience, or where they even position experience in that cycle of content marketing, they'll shove it under creation, because it's not being thought of with enough detail as they might think about the actual creation of the content. So that's first point, is that I don't think it's getting enough attention. I think one of the stats that CMI put out is that marketers still, the number one biggest problem is creating engaging content. When I saw that stat, at first I was like, all right, we're getting a little bit into engagement, so that's the actual user experience, but is the cause and effect mixed up? Are they saying they can't create engaging content and they think it's the problem with the actual content, versus people aren't engaging with it because you haven't thought about how you're actually presenting that content?
Absolutely.
So I think that's illustrative of the fact that now marketers are really starting to realize that it's not just about creating the next greatest blog post or video, it's how are you getting it out there? How are people consuming it? Because the pattern of consumption and the ability to, for example, binge consume and easily access the next piece of content, or easily convert in a non-disruptive way, or continue that journey through other mediums, through social, through email, those are the things that we now have to solve. It's not just about great content. Great experience is just as important. So I think right now it's about our job is to educate marketers to say, hey, absolutely, you have to create content. You can't live without it, but you have to put just as much energy into the experience, into all those different elements. Personalization of content becoming really important. Creating the environment where you're creating a one-to-one experience for that person consuming the content, and doing that at scale.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time today.
Awesome.
And I hope you have an awesome session
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
And this is one of my favorite events. And I can't wait to learn more about the product and also hear more about, what you guys are doing to put that glue together, because it is so needed right now.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Great.
Right.